Hey everybody, it's Eric and Jimmy again today. Let me know where you're calling in from. Excited for Jimmy to talk about. I think I saw some of these letters. I'm excited for you to show these. I'm going to make you a co-host. So, um, can you? There we go. Co-host. And so everyone, let me know where you're calling in from. Jimmy, where are you at today, buddy?
I'm in downtown Boston right now at a WeWork. So I split my time between Boston and New Hampshire, and I've been off the road a little while here, Eric. But I'm just, I was in a mastermind yesterday with about probably 25 agents, some of the top
Yep.
agents in sort of the Boston area. And what's so interesting to me is I'm seeing sort of like the two camps emerge, which is the
Mm-hmm.
first camp is people who are looking at the calendar saying, it's almost Thanksgiving, and then after that we got the holidays, and then
Mm-hmm.
starting on January 1, my New Year's resolution is to build my real estate business. And then we got the other camp who is eating their lunch, who is
Right.
and who is just actively, proactively reaching out, engaging their contacts, engaging their SOI, sending letters, doing all the things that you and I talk a lot about on these calls. And it's funny, I'm reminded of a James Dyson quote. James Dyson, the founder of Dyson, uh, owns 100% of the company, produces billions of dollars in cash flow every year. He says,
Mm-hmm.
when you're tired, that's when you accelerate because that's when you win. And so
Yep.
I say this with love and respect, 'cause I know a lot of agents on today's call have been working their butts off this year, having to navigate this market. But this is a big opportunity, man, for us to double down, getting that mindset, start growing our businesses.
I think I love that. A lot of people, and I notice the ones who are the ones who are selling January, February, March are the ones right now with a little urgency, almost panic, right? It's like,
Mm-hmm.
and so I look forward to having to seeing what you have to say. Let's get rocking and rolling. You can share your screen. I'm gonna duck out, but listen, and we're ready to rock and roll.
Yep, love it. Thanks, Eric. So on that note, do me a favor in the chat, let me know. Have you been sending direct mail consistently this past year? Yes or no in the chat. Have you been sending direct mail consistently this past year? Okay. So you can just see in the chat right now. No, no,
Lots of no's.
no, 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 no. We got one person, yes, and I guarantee report back on some of the results you've been getting for the Cynthia and Becky who've been saying to their SOI. So I think the question is, and you can just let me know in the chat, let me know like what's the reason why you haven't done it consistently? Is it because of you don't know what to send, which is an issue, right? Like you're like, hey, I know this works, I know this strategy is a strategy that is built on the back of lots of successful businesses, but I don't know what to send. Or is it you're trying to make sure that you get an ROI. Meaning you're trying to be thoughtful about your budget, and you're like, I don't have a ton of money to invest, so I can't spend $2,000 a month and then not get a return. Let me know in the chat which one is it. Is it you don't know what to do, or you're concerned about an ROI? Claire saying expense ROI, Tina ROI. Yep, Runa saying lack of systems. Okay, cool. And you know what's so cool about today's session, and why I love doing these with Breakthrough Broker is the reason why Listing Leads and Breakthrough Broker formed this partnership is for one very specific reason is we want to remove all of the risk and all of the additional work involved in leveraging direct mail to channel. Now, I'll tell you a quick story. I had a chance to work with one of the best agents in Raleigh, North Carolina. Her name is Gretchen Coley. She sells a lot of real estate, hundreds of millions of dollars every year. And for years, I was this guy who was like Mr. Digital Marketer. I was about email and social and video and texting and all that. She calls me up one day. She goes, Jimmy, I want to do a direct mail campaign to my farm. And at that time, Eric, I was like, really? I'm like, I was like, does this actually make any sense right now? Why don't we put this money towards YouTube or
Right.
Facebook or advertising? So Gretchen's a persuasive person, so I begrudgingly agreed. So I created a campaign for her. And I said, okay, listen, we'll just mail it out. What's your budget? She's like $2,500. We got the campaign out the door. Within 30 days, she had $5 million in listing contracts signed from that one campaign. At that point, I fell in love with direct
You were a
mail as a
believer.
category. I was a believer, and ever since then, I've been working with agents just like Gretchen, helping them get results from direct mail. And actually, let me just start off real quick, so I'll share my screen so you can see this. I was texting my friend Lindsay Joe, and you can see here. She goes, did everything you told me to do in 1 week. 4 listing appointments set, 2 that she went on, 2 that are for next week, 1 buyer appointment set, and then she just broke down, hey, here's all the potential commission I'm going to generate from doing the things that that I told her to do. Folks, that's more money than the average agent makes in a year. That's more money. That's more money than like 89% of real estate agents make like in their career. She was able to accomplish not in 1 quarter or 1 month, but in 1 week, she was able to fill her pipeline. And so I think for today's session, what I think is going to be really helpful for us is, let me know in the chat right now. Do you guys have a Breakthrough Broker account? Yes or no in the chat, please. Do you have a Breakthrough Broker account? Because this is going to be Breakthrough Broker. Okay, if the answer is we got lots of yeses, yeses, yeses. Okay, how many of you feel like you need to be using it more? Like, just say 100%. Like me. Okay, so that's what today's call is about. It's like we are trying to get you to use Breakthrough Broker has built the best direct mail solution in real estate. Is the reason we partner with these guys. And so we got to put you guys in a position to be successful. So what we did this past month is we created additional campaigns that are loaded up in your account. And I'm gonna break these down for you so you can see them. And let me go ahead and pull my screen up and I'll share it. And my goal here is this. We got 3 campaigns to review with you today. Each of these campaigns works. Each of these campaigns actually drives results. It's a matter of which one makes the most sense for you in this market right now. So we'll break them down for you. So let me go ahead and share my screen. And so let's start with this one here, which is, this is sort of the reason to sell campaign. And this is really a spin-off of the Gretchen Kohler campaign, which is, hey, Eric, if you really want to sell your house in Auburn, New Hampshire, but a concern it's a bad time, there are 3 things you should know about today's market. Number 1, we're actually seeing more buyers enter the market now that rates are trending down. Number 2, prices are still holding strong with the average home price sale of X. And you'd make that relevant to the area that you're marketing to. And finally, number 3, homes are selling within X days on average. A lot of homeowners in our area are choosing to sell right now for these reasons. Before you rush into a decision, the first step is to know how much money you could realistically get for your home in today's market. Text, in this case, let's say strategy to your phone number, and I'll prepare a professional home value report for you. No cost, no obligation. I'll dig into the comps, I'll analyze the sales, and I'll factor in the details that online estimates overlook. I look forward to hearing from you. Now, Eric, I'm going to stop real quick. This is what we refer to as a direct response campaign. So this campaign is specifically designed to say, I want someone to literally get this and call me, get this and text me. I'm not trying to build my brand. I'm trying to fill my calendar with appointments. Could you maybe speak to how someone would build a list in Breakthrough Broker? So they got the campaign here and they're ready to use it. Could you just talk to how they would actually create the list and actually mail this out?
Yeah, it's super simple. It can be done 2 ways. They can have their own list. Maybe they get a list from their title partner, or they have a list of their sphere of influence. They can just upload it. And if it's not formatted correctly, our team will do it for you at support@breakthroughbroker.com. Or if it's a GeoFarm, you literally click on mapping tool. When you click on that asset, and we can do this at the end, you're going to click on mapping tool, draw a circle around the geographic farm or neighborhood you want to send this to. And we print, stamp, label, and mail 3 to 5 days to the mailbox. So it's literally five clicks, and you'll execute on what Jimmy just.
The cost of the letter is what, Eric? Just for perspective.
It depends, but I think it's $1.42 per letter.
Yep. Okay.
And that's print, ship, first class mail.
And so for me, like what I've seen with, like, I think of my friend Katie Lucy. Katie Lucy sent out 7 letters. She spent $4,000. 7 letters over the course of like about 2,000 houses. She spent $4,000 on these letters, and she varied who got which letter. She generated $142,000 in commission. So the thing that I want to call out here is that if you've been on these calls with Eric and I, it's like if you've been on these calls with Eric and I, we've talked about the idea of like, hey, you can email and you can text and get some revenue in. Direct mail, when done right, is you spend $1, you make 8. And that's really the goal here with these campaigns. So moving on to number 2 here, and actually real quick, I'm going to go into letter number 2, but do me a favor. Would it be helpful if I gave you guys the criteria that I recommend using when you're filtering your farm? Like, let me know in the chat because I can go a little bit deeper on that as well because I know people make a lot of mistakes on this. Okay, well let's just do a quick detour here. When it comes to your farm, okay, the mistake people make, everybody makes this mistake. Everybody makes this mistake. They say, I sell houses in Auburn, New Hampshire, and this is my geographic farm. I'm going to mail to the 10,000 households or the 5,000 households around my area. Okay. Well, that's a very fast and easy way to burn a lot of money. Sending a direct mail postcard or a direct mail sales letter to someone who bought their house 18 months ago is a bad idea. Unless you have unlimited budget, you are effectively wasting money. The likelihood of those individuals transacting is near zero. And so what you should do in your market is you should understand, where is there the most amount of transaction volume? That's the first thing. And like, you guys should know this. If you don't know it, it's okay. But like, in the chat, let me know, like, where is there the most amount of movement? Where's the most amount of turnover? What you're looking for is you're looking for subsets of the market where you have above a 5% turnover. Now, I realize we have 4.1 million transactions this year. I know we're down from 6.5 million in the peak in 21, but there are subsets of your market where you're going to see a 5, 6, 7% turnover, which means that over the course of a year, 7 people out of 100 are going to sell their house. Those are the people I want to get my letters in front of. And typically what I find to be the case, and it's going to vary per market, Eric, but like, typically what I find the case to be is that if you've got an area where they've owned the house for 10 years and they have more than 50% equity and it's a single family home, chances are that particular person is going to be far more likely to transact than someone who's owned the house for less than 5 years. And in some markets, that number is not 10, but it's closer to 15. So Deanna's asking, where would I find that? Eric, my advice would be is I would take all the recent sales in the last 12 months. I would download that data from my MLS, and I would actually have ChatGPT say, analyze all of these sales and determine which cohort of customers, you guys with me on this? Which cohort of homeowners is the most likely to sell? Just get all that data. So you can use AI. By the way, your title rep, Eric, they got like insane tools. Your title rep has like, I mean, like, it's like the Bloomberg terminal these guys use. So I would highly recommend, if you want to reach out to your title rep, they can help certainly navigate that with you as well. Yeah, great call, Erica. Okay, so letter number 2, Eric. This one is another spin on this idea of home equity. And, you know, when Tom Ferry and I did the 100K and 100-day program, we were able to generate over $20 billion in signed contracts in about 100 days. And the one thing that we learned is that 11 conversations equals a listing. And so this is a perfect example of just sending a dead simple message that it engages the consumer in a way where they're actually going to say, okay, yeah, I'm interested in learning more. So, hey, Eric, one of the easiest ways to avoid financial stress is to get an updated home equity report. Now, the beauty of that opening line is, in the chat, let me know, are people more motivated by achieving a goal or avoiding pain? Which is it? Achieving a goal or avoiding pain? What does psychology tell us? What are people more motivated by? Avoiding pain or achieving a goal? So the answer is yes. Like, they are actually, I think as Audrey said, Audrey, you're right. They actually are motivated by both, but you are 2 times to 3 times more likely to want to avoid pain than you are to achieve or to aspire to a goal. And so this one here leverages the psychology of the fact that, hey, listen, one of the easiest ways to avoid financial stress, nobody wants stress. Everybody wants to have less stress in their life, is to get an updated home value report. What we're doing with this campaign is we're doing something called value framing, which is we're increasing the perceived value of the thing that we're offering. In fact, we just compiled an equity report for one of your neighbors. It turns out they gain X dollars in the last 12 months. Now that they know, it gives them options to use the gains to pay off debt, sell for high profit, start a renovation, or even buy another property. If you want a clearer picture, of your financial situation, text me. Here's my number. I'll prepare one of these reports for you today. And you can see we have a double CTA here, which PS, even if you're not looking to sell, knowing how much equity you've gained opens up your options. Text, here's the keyword. So this is a 100x better message for generating seller leads from your farm than interested in finding what your home value is worth. Text us at this number. Every agent uses that exact message. We want to wrap it in some more value. We want to create some more urgency. We want to leverage social proof. And again, all we're doing here, folks, with this campaign, all we're doing is we're just finding another way to say, would you like to find out what your home value is? To give you some data on this, our friends that are fellow shared this with us. If somebody requests their home value from an agent, meaning they request a CMA in this case, 25% of those people transact within 12 months. So meaning you send a letter like this, you're going to get 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 leads that are like, hey, I'd like to get my home value. 2 or 3 of those are going to be people who are like, yeah, they're probably going to transact within the next like 12 months. Those are what, if someone texts you after getting your letter, those are what I refer to as bottom of the funnel leads. Those are like, Eric, I'm telling you right now, those are literally the best leads to get is a lead off of a direct mail campaign. Eric, anything else to add there before we move on to our last letter today?
No, I think when we're done, I'll do a quick demo of how that works, but let's keep rocking and rolling. I love the ideas.
Okay, cool. So, and by the way, I will give I'll give would you guys actually, you gotta let me know this in the chat. Because these are fun calls. These are quick 30-minute sessions we do every single month with Breakthrough Broker. I'm going to give you guys a bonus text script. So for those of you right now who need a little bit of extra budget, okay, so like let's say you're loving everything you're hearing, you're like, I want to use Breakthrough Broker, I want to start sending these mailers out. I need to get a little bit more budget. All right, I need a little bit more money coming in. I'm going to give you a quick text script at the end of today's session that you can use to fund your direct mail strategy. Okay, so I'm going to give you one that's going to help you fund your direct mail strategy at the end of today's session. So last one for you, Eric. I cannot say how much I love this letter. This is probably one of my favorite letters we've created at Listing Leads. It's available in Breakthrough Broker, which is the ZMA letter. Hey, so it opens up with, hey, Eric, I rarely send letters like this, but when I saw Zillow thinks your home is worth less than X dollars, I had to reach out. A lot of people rely on these online estimates to find out how much your home value is worth. They don't realize how inaccurate it could be. I'd be a terrible realtor if I didn't ask. If you found out how much your home is worth more than the estimate, would you consider selling? If the answer is yes, text, here you go. Now, this is a bonus script. This is one that you'd send on like a one-off basis. And I just want to call it out because this is a campaign that I love so much because it's so wildly effective. Now, I will say, I'll give you a big disclaimer. It's labor intensive. You got to go through, you got to get a list of contacts. You got to then go to look at their Zestimate. You got to go and add the screenshot. It's going to take you 3 to 5 minutes to do this per letter. But I will say it has the highest response rate of any letter we've ever done because it's so deeply personalized. So this is a fantastic letter for one of the people in your network, your VA or an admin, to do like 5 or 10 of these per day. So the templates in Breakthrough Broker, you can use it. Eric, this one has the highest response rate ever. It does require a little bit more work, but if you're looking to say, I want to add a direct mail campaign, it doesn't cost me a lot of money. I mean, you can spend $25 a week, $50 a week. That's going to give me a listing. The ZMA letter is a showstopper. So before I share the text script with you guys, just to recap, these are 3 letters: the equity update letter, the reason to sell letter, and the ZMA letter. They are available in Breakthrough Broker. For those of you, all of you who are using Breakthrough Broker and who want to use it more, use these campaigns. Go in there, build your farm list, send these letters out. Don't overthink it, get it out the door. For anyone who's not using Breakthrough Broker on today's session, because we had a couple hundred people register for today's session, like sign up. It's there. It just take the template, build the list, send the letter. It's done. It's ready for you. We partnered with Listing Leads to make this happen for you guys. We removed all the friction and all the barriers. We want you guys to take full advantage of it. So Eric, why don't you just give a quick demo of Breakthrough Broker, and then I'll end today's session with a text script for everyone to use.
Perfect. I love that. I am. Just wanted to show everyone how easy this is. This is the ZMA letter right here. You're going to open it up. There was a link. This will be your logo. Whatever brokerage you're with, you'll set that up in your profile and all of your information and your brand color. The easiest thing is it's just a few clicks. You'll click direct mail. Once you're in the address mapping tool, you're going to choose a neighborhood or a geographic farm. We're going to get this out. Again, if you get your lists from your title partners or you get your lists from various other sources, that's fine. You can upload the list right here. It's super easy to format. You can do a radius, you can do a polygon. It doesn't really matter. Then you're done. You choose what you want. You choose your budget, and we'll send it out. Print, stamp, label, mail 3 to 5 days to the mailbox. So one of the things Jimmy said was he removed any of the friction. Jimmy, I used to want to do these things all the time, but they stayed on this want-to-do list because it was what to say, how to say it, when to send it, how to send it. And we really, by partnering together, the idea is to take all of those barriers out. Now,
Exactly.
this is a huge list, guys. You're not going to spend 2,000 on a list, but on one mailer, unless you want to. I mean, you might want to, but either way, you can shrink this list to your budget. We'll print, stamp, label, mail. You never touch a thing, and it's ready to rock and roll.
That's exactly right. And I think what's exciting about this is I'll say this real quick because I think it's important. And we got a question from Frank in the chat, and I think Eric will answer that question for you, Frank. I think the most important thing when it comes to these lighting sessions is you are one good marketing campaign away from your next appointment and your next deal. And the thing I've observed from working with so many agents and helping so many agents across the country grow their businesses is that this mindset of this always on mindset is so mission critical, which is, and by the way, great call, Andy, great call out. To everyone look at Andy's comment. You could definitely use AI to help scrub the Zillow listing and kind of auto input this. So AI is kind of perfect for some of this stuff as well. Great call out. You're one good letter, you're one good campaign away from getting yourself in a position where you can become that dominant agent. And I would say that I was kind of on the sidelines when it came to direct mail for a while. I was in a position where I was not really like bought into it. But now that I've seen so many of my clients, so many people that I work with at Listing Leads, so many people that we partner with at Breakthrough Broker getting wins because they don't just send one mailer, they send out 2 mailers, 3 mailers a month. They're consistent with it. They do it within their budget. They don't give up on it. It is one of the, if not the highest ROI investments you can make. You can chase internet leads all day long. You can buy Zillow leads if you want. But in my opinion, I like investing in your own brand, your own business, your own leads. I think that whoever's closest to the customer wins. And so on that note, let me go ahead and just share a quick text script with you guys, just as a quick bonus. So I will give anybody here on the call who can get this answer right without looking at ChatGPT or Google. I will give them a bonus. We'll figure this out after the call here, Eric, but we'll give them like $100 bonus. Okay. $100 bonus and Breakthrough Broker like mailing credits. Okay. Like your first 100 letters, if you can get this right, first person. And we'll do Price is Right rules.
Okay. I like it.
Okay. Today is October 30th. October 30th. We're in 2025. Wild. Where were interest rates 2 years ago to this day? Where were interest rates, 2 years ago, October 23 to this day? All right, it's flowing in. It's flowing in. Okay, Eric, what do we see here? 6.8. So the number is, and by the way, for the record, we're using just for the source, we're using Mortgage News Daily. As of October 31st, because that's the day to have it, is 7.2%. So the team's going to do this. I'm sorry, team. Whoever gave 7.2, who's the first person to get it, is going to get a $100 mailing credit. So interest rates today, although they've creeped up a little bit, 2 years ago today, interest rates were 7.2%. Today, they're hovering in the low sixes. So the script that we want you to use is we're going to use, and let us know in the chat for the team who won this. Is it Lisa? Okay, Lisa. Let's go, Lisa. All right, let's not be all sore losers. We can give Lisa a round of applause here. The team at Breakthrough Broker will hook you up as a thank you for answering, Lisa, for $100 credit towards your account. This is so what you're looking at right now is like consumers don't know the fact that interest rates are now getting at the lowest level. So, hey, Eric, rates just hit their lowest level since October of 2024. This just happened. I want to make sure you know it. I'm already seeing a lot more buyer activity. If rates drop any lower, should I reach out to you? And the beauty of a script like this is that it's a permission to have a conversation. I just sat through a hour-long presentation from one of the leading mortgage companies in real estate, and they basically gave a compelling data that we're going to see interest rates get to like the low sixes, even high fives by the end of this year, and certainly going into Q1 of next year. So I think the vast majority of experts are expecting interest rates to drop. So if you're trying to fill your pipeline, this is a campaign I would just want you texting to like 30, 40, 50 people a week to get people to raise their hands and say, yes, I would like to do that. That's going to help build your prospecting list. It's going to help build your pipeline going into the latter half of this year. So on that note, Eric, awesome lightning session, my friend. Congratulations, Lisa, on $100 credit at Breakthrough Broker and at Listing Leads. We are trying to put you in the best possible position to get more listings. We create the marketing campaigns for you. You've got the software to execute it. You've got the list to send to. No excuses. Let's get out there. Let's fill our pipeline up. Let's get some more listings.
I want to make sure everybody saw too. If you're not a member, or if you are a member, Taylor put out there a lifetime 10. So lifetime 10% off print. So for the entire life of your membership or partnership with us, you'll get 10% off print. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Jimmy. And we'll talk to you all soon. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. Be well.